one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. Just gotta mean something to you. They gotta mean something. Everything you got. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2-3. 1, 2, 3. Finish.
I'm like an aggressive pit bull that's barking behind the gate. When you walk up the street, you be like, whoa, shit. Because my heart is so big and I love so deep and I go above and beyond, even if I don't understand the assignment. You can't get me to not be that for every friend that I have. So when I bark and I'm screaming and I'm hollering, it's my way of trying to scare people away, because I know if you open that gate, I'm going to love you for the rest of your life.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know, there's these two words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps because they know what happens next. So without further ado, free smoke. Look, scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver, pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more pillow talking about nonsense. I only stick around to put some band-aids on my conscience. I don't know why I feel so bad, nigga, that's what we do. No foundation, we don't build no more, we just screw. Half a bottle of Henny, girl, I'm going with the wind. The same niggas say they happy for me, ain't want me to win, so I'm done on my friends. Don't need help popping Coronas and reminiscing. I just call up Big Bro J and say it's time for venting. If I live forever, I hold this hate for some centuries. You don't know how much of how you doing would admit to me, but motherfuck all that. I don't even offer up the time to make the call back. Stupid Lodo, if they don't get the picture now, man, I crop them out of the photo. I can't relate to my peers. Been doing this shit for years. I'm motivated by fears. I took the wheel and I steer. My sound not dictated by fuck boys in Atlanta. Stay gifted like this album was ghost written by Santa. Boss forever like they decided to throw me under Slammer. Every song's a hit like they picture me underhanders. I could drop 1,000,000 songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1,100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our blocks, man, who can we call? Pre-decline state of mind, we broke crabs in the barrel. Got us fighting our folk, man, this shit just a life of peril.
Hey, I got some wise words for that Cincinnati mayor. Know your role and shut your mouth, you jabroni. You gotta fight for your right to party!
I remain unbelievably confused as to why the NFL schedule makers continue to think we want to see Dallas spank the Giants on national TV and national spotlight games on a yearly basis. Nobody want to see that. Dallas fans don't want to see that. This is really getting irritating. I'm not going to lie to you. I watch all type of games. I could care less about how they turn out. However, much like I'm tired of seeing the Lions get spanked on Thanksgiving, I'm tired of seeing the Giants get spanked by the Cowboys on national TV. But we'll get into that. How is everybody doing out there today? Football Sunday. Yo, it's back. We back. It's not the first recap of the season. I actually recapped the Thursday night football, but it's the first Sunday football recap of the season, including Sunday night football. I remember last year I would do Sunday night football with Monday night football. Not doing that this year. We're going to do Sunday night football on the same card, on the same show as the other games that happened on Sunday also. All right. If your team lost today, that is a tough L. I'm not going to lie to you. It's been a great day football-wise for me. A couple things happened today that made me very, very, very happy. But before we get into the show, a message from Saint. Love the F out of those who love you. Remind those that you love and that you F with every single day that you love them, that you appreciate them. We don't got enough of that in the world. But getting into the show. Oh, yes, and also a message to my men out there. Rejection happens. It happens to all of us. You don't look too good. You're not in too good of a shape to be rejected. You're not too cool to be rejected. It happens to all of us. Do not hit women in the face with bricks. All right? It is too many women out there. I understand it. I get it. Some of you really want to be in love. Some of you really want to find that one. Some of you just want to find somebody to have sex with on a regular basis. Some of you might be like me and tired of being a player and ready to settle down now, ready to really go out there. I get it. Rejection's tough. Don't hit a woman in the face with a brick. Please. Please. Don't hit women in the face with bricks. All right? Now that PSA is out the way, let's get into these scores. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. It was a bit of a rocky little first week for me picking games. I do wish I could go back and repick some of these games. Did not realize Joey Bosa would be playing in this game. Not Joey Bosa. Nick Bosa would be playing in this game. I also don't understand quite why. I look back at this Steelers game and ask myself, why did I pick the Steelers to win that game when I don't even believe in the Steelers? That's neither here nor there. Carolina, Atlanta. This game took place in Atlanta. Bryce Young threw 2 interceptions. It was a tough one, but they did end up I don't know what I was about to say there. Atlanta ended up winning the game 24-10 off the back of a good little run game they had going today. Decent game from Desmond Ritter. That's an inside joke for my guy Mike, but good win for Atlanta at home. Jacksonville was in Indy. They win a comeback. They scored I think it was 2 touchdowns or 13 points in a minute and something, 15 seconds to retake the lead in the fourth quarter, and they never looked back. They win 31-21. Anthony Richardson had a decent game, but he did go down at the end of this game, and I'm going to talk about that later on in this show. San Francisco in Pittsburgh, they dominate. They win 30-7. Brandon Ayuk had a great game. Brock Purdy had a great game. Christian McCaffrey had a phenomenal game. Arizona in Washington, they lose 16-20. Late touchdown by Sam Howell. Once again, Ron Rivera is a bad head coach. That's what I took from this game. Nonetheless, Cincinnati was in Cleveland. And yes, I picked Cleveland. I just want y'all to know it's still preseason for me in my mind because it's 2 games on this schedule that I would have picked one type of way just off of the history. And I picked one of them those ways, but I didn't pick it because of the history. And the other one I didn't because I just completely forgot about it. But as you know, Cincinnati struggles against Cleveland. I don't know why. They just do. Cleveland ends up winning that game. 3-24. Joe Burrow didn't even throw for 100 yards. If that was Lamar Jackson, Lord only knows. Tennessee was in New Orleans. I don't know how long Ryan Tannehill going to have his job. The man threw 3 interceptions. He kept his job and played the entire game, but that is neither here nor there. They lose 15-16 to New Orleans. Derek Carr somehow threw for 300-something yards and still had a mid-game. But we move on. Tampa Bay was in Minnesota to win 2017. I'm not going to lie to you. Shout out to Baker Midfield. He had a mid game, but it was great. It was mid enough to get them a dub over an even more mid quarterback who threw for, yet again, a lot of yards that meant absolutely nothing at the end of the game. The Vikings won 8 one-score games last year. That's insane. They could lose 8 one-score games this year. So just keep that in mind. Houston was in Baltimore with C.J. Stroud. They lose 9-25. Zay Flowers had a strong game. All the AFC North quarterbacks kind of looked like they was getting in the swing of thing. Of course, most of them don't play the preseason. I think Deshaun Watson, I heard somebody say he played in the preseason. I don't watch preseason games, so I wouldn't have known. My Rams. Obviously, Baltimore is my team forever, but I adopted the Rams years ago. I'm not going to keep going over that. But the Rams win 30-13 in Seattle. This was the game that I chose wrong on accident. I picked Seattle to win this game, and I'm very high on Seattle. However, I would not have chose Seattle to win this game if I wasn't in preseason mindset. The Rams dominate the Seahawks. They know how to play them. I would have still taken the Rams in this game. For one, because I'm biased. I love the Rams. But two, the Rams play phenomenal against the Seahawks. but I accidentally chose the Seahawks. You got to believe me. But I put the L down on my record nonetheless. But the Seahawks do lose that game 13-30 at home. Green Bay, a game that made me so proud. In Chicago, they win 38-20. Don't let the score fool you. This was a bigger ass whipping than the score actually led you to believe. And I'm going to get into that game later on too, so I'm not even going to waste my breath right now. Las Vegas was in Denver and Sean Payton's debut. They lose 17. What am I talking about? The Broncos lose at home 16-17 to Jimmy Garoppolo and the Vegas Raiders. Miami in LA taking on the Chargers. They get a big dub, 36-34. Tua threw for over 400 something yards. Tua time, baby. And the guy who I continue to tell y'all is an absolute stud, Tyreek Hill, go for over 200 yards receiving. What a stud. And really got the game-winning touchdown. Philadelphia was in New England, and ended up turning out to be a great game, but a few mistakes here and there is what cost you. But 25-20 victory for the Philadelphia Eagles. Dallas in New York, the game that I just finished watching. They win 40-0. So, there was that. But I want to start the show off tonight by talking about the Indianapolis Colts. Because you see, the Indianapolis Colts lost to Jacksonville today. And the Indianapolis Colts lost to Jacksonville today. They didn't just lose to Jacksonville. They lost a game to Jacksonville that they could have easily won. And they could have won the game if they decided to pay their running back, Jonathan Taylor. Because if Jonathan Taylor was here today and playing in this game, because I refuse to believe he would be on a physically unable to perform list if he had his money, then it's a lot of spots in this game in which Jonathan Taylor makes a difference. Late in this game, when Anthony Richardson ran the ball twice and took 2 big hits because he don't slide, those are 2 plays that could have went to Jonathan Taylor. When you get into goal line in the red zone and you cannot get into the red zone, it was a play by the running. Mind you, the running back fumbled in this game, but Jonathan Taylor, a guy who would have got in there, this running back doesn't get in there. So many things happened today throughout this Indianapolis game that showed you why you should have paid your best player. Makes absolutely no sense as to why they did not pay Jonathan Taylor. I understand what people say about the running back market. I saw somebody even say today, J.K. Dobbins is one of the reasons the running back market is so hurt. That's ignorant. J.K. Dobbins should have nothing to do with the upper echelon running backs. J.K. Dobbins is yet to play a full season in the NFL, and he won't play one this year because he tore his Achilles in this game. J.K. Dobbins has nothing to do with a Jonathan Taylor and the upper echelon running backs. Point blank, period. What Aaron Jones and Jonathan Taylor and these dudes asked for and the Christian McCaffreys has nothing to do with a running back who might have big hype around him, but has not produced even 1 year of football that would demand or even try to demand that type of contract. So that to me is a stupid comment. Jonathan Taylor would have made all of the difference for the Colts in this game today. The Colts played a decent game. Michael Pittman Jr. is a good receiver who I think would be a great receiver if he could get into a system with not just a quarterback who could help him get better, but an offensive play caller that could help him get better. I don't think that the Colts, I mean, over the last couple years, I just don't think that the Colts, it's 2 things with the Colts, bro. They don't run, to me, a great offense that's like a prolific offense, and they don't necessarily have the pieces to run a prolific offense. You either going to have Jonathan Taylor and you're going to run him to death like they tried to do to Saquon tonight, even though they don't want to pay running backs. Or you're going to have to pray that a coordinator that you get is a phenomenal offensive mind, even though most of those dudes is head coaches right now. Or you got to pray that a quarterback, Anthony Richardson in this case, turn out to be a guy who can carry the offense and become a system in himself. If that does not happen, I just don't see the Colts winning too many games this year because I truly believe Jonathan Taylor would have made a difference today. Now, it's going to be some Colt fans out there who don't think he would have made a difference. And to those fans, cool. However, the game that I watched, I feel as though Jonathan Taylor, the difference in this game would have been Jonathan Taylor. Like, I just refuse to believe that his impact wouldn't have made a difference. But that's just my opinion. Hopping to this Cincinnati game. I am not surprised by what happened by Cincinnati. While I am a little bit shocked, I'm not even necessarily shocked by Joe Burrow throwing for just 82 yards in the game and looking rusty. When you put on top of the fact that he's been dealing with an injury, he didn't play in the preseason, he playing against a team that he normally struggle against, and he playing on the road, it just makes too much sense that he was struggling this game. Now, maybe you say to yourself, well, look at all these stud receivers and, yada, yada, yada. I would use that. I would also say that, but I'm not going to be too hard on quarterbacks the first game of the season, especially for quarterbacks who didn't play in the preseason and was dealing with injuries. It's just hard for me to be too hard on quarterbacks. Now, I will still be critical of quarterbacks and some of the bad decisions and things of that nature, but obviously Joe Burrow will be better. But I done said this a million times at this point. Y'all keep overrating Joe Burrow, not me. This game was not shocking to me because I do not think Joe Burrow, on the talent of himself, is a top 5 quarterback. But when you mix the talent that he does have with the 3 receivers he got over there, then yeah, it's a top 5 type of offense, top 2 type of offense. But like I said a lot of times, it's 3 versions of the Bengals you get. And today you got the version of the Bengals that just seem to not know how to play football at times. That's just what happens. And they never turned on that switch. But that only happened, in my opinion, because it is the first game of the season. They're a little rusty. And as much as I would like to dig into the Cincinnati Bengals, I can't do it. Because Joe Burrow has been dealing with an injury throughout camp. And so I understand it. However, to the Browns side, this is exactly what the Browns should expect. Now, I do think Deshaun Watson played a decent game, but I do want to see him get even. To me, you can't. It's no longer can it be like, oh, he building himself back up, bro. He had an off season. Like he getting paid way too much for us to keep treating him like he a rookie quarterback or something like that. But it was a good game by Deshaun Watson. He did throw an interception in this game, but like I said, I don't really care too much about that. Interceptions happen. It's the first 2 weeks of the season. I'm not gonna lie, I probably won't be as hard on dudes for throwing. Now, if a dude go out there and throw about 2, 3, 4, 5 interceptions in the game like Ryan Tannehill decided to do today, yeah, we can have a conversation. But I'm not gonna be hard on Deshaun Watson today. But I do think the offense can look even better. The thing that I will say about Joe Burrow and Deshaun Watson might not be better than Joe Burrow to a lot of people right now, but Deshaun Watson, off of just his talent alone, to me is a better quarterback than Joe Burrow, which is how I know Deshaun Watson is getting back into his groove because he was able to play good enough off of his talent to win that game, which is something that have to happen when you're rusty. You just got to go to the well, bro. You just got to rely on your talent. Everything not going to work. You just got to know that you're good enough to get it done. Lamar Jackson had to do it today. A lot of different quarterbacks and teams had to do it today, where you just got to rely on your talent to get it done. It is what it is. So that's my thoughts on that. Hopping into this next game, because I'm going to spend a lot of time on Chicago, so I don't want to hop into that. That's going to be the last game that I get into. Baltimore real quick, to hit on this Baltimore game. I like what I saw from Zay Flowers. Lamar Jackson looked a little bit rusty today. I can't hold him. I can't be too hard on him because he also did not have Mark Andrews. Ronnie Staley went down. J.K. went down. Marcus Williams also went down. So not a great start to the season injury-wise. But I do want to give credit to Patrick Queen real quick. While he did not look great in coverage, he looked phenomenal when they sent him on blitzes. Like I continue to say, use his speed to your advantage. He is not a pass coverage linebacker. He can blitz, though. He is one of the better blitzing linebackers in football. So use him to your advantage, especially when you don't have dominant blitzers that win one-on-one. Also, Jadeveon Clowney, bro, you cannot be missing sacks, bro. You got to wrap guys up. You can't just be flying past dudes. But that's my thoughts on that one. Vegas, Denver. Listen, Russ looked good, but he threw 34 passes. I think he completed like 20-something of them for just like 177 yards. That's telling you it's dink and dunk city. But I'm not too mad at the dink and dunk, and I don't think they got enough talent on that offensive side of the ball. So that's something to keep a watch on. Tyreek Hill, absolute fucking stud, like I've been preaching. Tua Tagovailoa and them boys. Mind you, I picked Miami to go down there and beat the Chargers because I just don't believe in the Chargers and Justin Herbert like y'all do. Y'all see a special talent I see a guy who throw for a lot of yards because he done had a lot of weapons around him. But as those weapons start to deteriorate and get older, he's come back down to earth. Now they can draw up an offense with the pass with Lombardi, with Kellen Moore now. They can do all this they want to. They can pad his stats. I don't care. At the end of the day, when it come down to winning plays, they don't make winning plays. And Justin Herbert got as much to do with that as the head coach. I don't know how long y'all going to continue to blame the head coach for things. And another thing, in this Cleveland game today, Myles Garrett had a huge sack towards the end of this game that helped the Browns get a win. Why can't Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack be the same for the Chargers? So, you know, you let two of them boys go down there and get that game sealing touchdown. Not to mention the kicker missed the field goal, so that you was only losing by 2. You still had enough time to get in field goal range, and they blew that. So, you know, I know they're not going to hold Justin Herbert accountable. A guy who just made this type of bread, you would think they will hold him accountable like they do Lamar and say, oh, he got to come through in this moment. But, you know, it's whatever. Another game where something stood out. San Francisco, Pittsburgh. My goodness. Kenny Pickett, man. I'm telling you, I'm glad I did not let y'all hype him up in my head. I know what I saw on film last year. This is not a top echelon quarterback that's going to win the division like people kept trying to say. He got a lot of weapons around him, but he still got to be able to make plays. You cannot just rely on the Steelers defense because as good as the Steelers defense is, they gave up 30 points today and they didn't provide no scoring for this Pittsburgh team. So hop into the Sunday night football game. I'm telling you, man, I haven't done my Super Bowl prediction video yet. But it's getting real hard for me not to put Dallas in that Super Bowl because Dak didn't even have a great night tonight. The offense didn't really have a great night, but you don't have to when the defense do what they did tonight. I mean, the defense was absolutely insane tonight. 7 sacks, 2 interceptions, multiple passes defended, tackles for losses, 3 forced fumbles. I mean, it was just absolutely ridiculous out there. And this is exactly why I said the Giants is the team that I felt like last year. Though they made the playoffs, they could easily be the worst team in the NFC this year. This is, to me, not a great team. I see good players around this team. I see good pieces here and there. But this is nowhere near a team that is good as... And I know people said that they feel like the Giants can make the playoffs because of how weak the NFC is. I just really hate that argument. I really don't like putting the Giants in the playoffs because of how weak the NFC is. To me, when you get down to the teams that could make it because of how weak the NFC is, then that to me should mean the good to above good teams that's probably not as good as those top echelon teams, but they good enough to make it, and they wouldn't make it if they didn't have those extra wild cards. The Giants are not a good team to me. I don't understand what people saw from them that made people believe that this is a team that could compete for this division, for one, because I do not think they are nowhere near as good talent-wise, on paper-wise, or quarterback-wise as the Giants and the Cowboys. I mean, as the Cowboys and the Eagles. Nowhere near. And I don't even think that they can be confident that they'll finish above Washington. Because as much as I'm not a fan of Ron Rivera, Washington is just as good as the Giants may be, in my opinion. So, to me, and I'm going to be honest with you, I kind of want to revise my division winner. I think Dallas is going to end up winning this division. The defense is even better than I thought they were going to be. I forgot Stephon Gilmore was on this team. He had an interception, a beautiful interception. Diggs had an interception, and you know how I feel about Trayvon. Dallas is just them, bro. That defense, bro, that's gonna be the best defense in football, and it might not even be close this year. I mean, with this, because the 49ers defense is gonna be lit. But I mean, my goodness, I do think the Eagles are going to struggle against this defense. I'm just telling you right now, the Eagles are going to struggle against this defense, bro. And I know Dallas might struggle. Dak might struggle against that Eagles defense, but my goodness, this Dallas defense, bro. This is a hell of a defense. And I like Tony Pollard, bro. He only ran for 70 tonight, but he had a good game in my opinion too. Like I said, the offense didn't have to do too much because the defense was phenomenal. But now to miss me with all that nonsense, to get into the game that I really want to talk about. The Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. what an interesting game. Because a lot of the things that I thought, this game, I'm going to be honest with you, the game went just about as the way I thought it was going to go. It'll be a close game early because Jordan Love is technically a rookie quarterback in my mind. His first, this is the first time he's going into a game basically knowing it's on him. He had a couple pieces out, but like I told you, bro, my faith in Matt LaFleur, the pieces on the defense, the stud running back, Aaron Jones, to me is just, is him. Like, I cannot rave about this team enough. And then my complaints or my problem, my concerns when it comes to Justin Fields. It just is what it is, bro. Everything I've been telling y'all about Justin Fields happened once again in this game. It was a close game early, a lot of running, a lot of plays that you can get off because the defense not quite sure that they got to stop Justin. And he made some plays. He even made two throws that I like that he made. Now, I have to be honest. One of the throws that he made, it was a wide open throw. However, I done seen him miss that throw so many damn times that I was just happy he finally made it. And then a slant in the middle of the defense. While, yes, the slant did get open, that's also a throw that he don't make a lot. So I like those two throws. But as far as all the other things go, the announcers was even saying it on the screen. And I really don't like it when announcers dog quarterbacks while they playing. But that's not what they were doing. They were just saying, you have to make these throws. Guys are open. They might not be running wide open, but that cannot be the only pass you make. And if you go through this game and you look at these plays, there are guys who are open that he will not pull the trigger on. But when a guy is running wide open, he will pull the trigger on. And that is not how you win in the NFL at quarterback. Also, his development will not happen if he continue to be a check down merchant. Now, I know Chicago fans would love to hate Eberflus like you hated Matt Nagy and whoever the offensive coordinator is. But at some point in time, y'all going to have to understand. They can only draw up an offense that Justin Fields can grasp. They can't keep throwing these drawing up plays where he's going down the field when that's not what he do best. And if you watch the games, it's so very clear that's not what he does best. So I'm not understanding why Chicago fans is mad at the coaches. You need to put some pressure on Justin Fields. I'm not telling you to boo the man, but not understanding that Justin Fields has to be better is confusing to me, because a better quarterback play could have easily got, well, I'm not going to say easily because the Green Bay Packers defense, like I continue to preach, is a great defense. A lot of the times, Green Bay's defense ain't even giving up plays because they just getting cooked. They giving up plays because they do dumb shit at times. But for the most part, like the wide open touchdown that Justin Fields hit late in the third quarter, or I think early in the fourth quarter, the Green Bay dude just got lost in coverage. Most of the time, it's not even them just legitimately getting beat. They beat themselves. Green Bay has a phenomenal defense and a phenomenal pass rush, a phenomenal secondary, and they tackle. And just about everybody on the team can tackle. So, and they did go through a little stretch where they was refusing to tackle today, but they cleaned it up. Regardless, when the game get close and the team start to pull away a little bit and you force Justin Fields to throw, only bad things start to happen. And I'm talking about when you start to force him to have to throw the ball down the field. Because Green Bay's defense, quicker than they did last year, played up on those slants and those check downs and receiver screens, bubble screens, running back screens. They came up and started to play up on that earlier in the second quarter. So it wasn't there the entire game for the Bears. When you eliminate that part of the offense from the Bears, they become just run. Hope you hit a pass here or there, run. And that's just not getting it done. And it's not even effective running, to be honest with you. Not to mention, Justin Fields is not going to make it through the season if this is the game plan once again this year. And I hate to say this because this is not even, I don't even think this is the Bears' game plan. I just think this is what you resort to when you have a quarterback that is so underdeveloped. Not only is he underdeveloped and not ready to be an NFL quarterback, yeah, he can make a play here or there. I'm not telling you he can't do that. But what I'm talking about is going through the 17-game season and giving a team the chance to be a Super Bowl contending team. I do not think Justin Fields give the Bears that opportunity And that is not which is why I thought it was so wild that I kept seeing people say that he could have an MVP season. What highlight tapes, what film is y'all watching that made y'all say that? I'm saying that, I mean, I'm not hating on Justin Fields, but that's just bad football analysis, bro. No film that you watch of Justin. That was the worst team in football last year. And you think that they just gonna miraculously become the MVP of the league. That's just ignorant and just flagrantly bad scouting or analysis by football analysts. Because nothing Justin Fields has shown you to this point in his career is that he can be an an MVP NFL quarterback, unless you lean so highly, you lean so heavy into how he can run the ball. And you have so much credence to his wide open throws that he hit. But if you are a normal human being who watched the game that I'm watching, then not only do you understand why these coaches are drawing up the plays the way they draw them up, but you'll understand why these guys are not good enough. Why Justin Fields isn't good enough. Why the team isn't good enough. It's not the receivers, bro. All his receivers are not bad receivers. It's just, that's not the case. So, listen. I'm not here to hate on Chicago. I don't want it to sound like I'm hating on Chicago. I don't want it to sound like I'm hating on Justin Fields. I just think it was a bad decision to pass up on Bryce Young in that draft. And Bryce Young didn't have the greatest game today. He still looked better than Justin Fields. So I just don't know what you would have seen in his. It'd be different if you saw something in the film that made. If I had seen something in his film that made me say, nah, it's not Justin Fields that's the problem. This and that can help fix it. You shouldn't draft a quarterback. He can be a great quarterback. That'd be different. I haven't seen anything in his tape to make me believe he can be a franchise quarterback that can get your team to a Super Bowl and compete for one. I don't see it. And today to me was further proof. But, you know, it is what it is on that end. And to the Packers. Listen, bro, I told y'all, Matt LaFleur is a phenomenal head coach. I understand some people cannot watch teams and understand the difference between a good head coach, good team. Like some people kept saying Matt LaFleur only good because he got Aaron Rodgers. And I just thought that was so ignorant. To say that in his first season, sure. Even though I thought it was a lot of things he did in that first season that proved that he was a good head coach. The next couple years, y'all try to use his failures to weigh so heavily on everything on like his record. When in actuality, you could put a lot of blame on Aaron Rodgers' shortcomings as to why the Packers didn't get to where they wanted to get to. I'm just being honest. It was not always on Matt LaFleur. And I have a hard time blaming the defense, honestly, at all. But now Matt LaFleur going to get to run his offense. And he did kind of tick me off today when he decided not to use Aaron Jones for a while in the game. And that's the only reason the game felt so close for so long, because he decided to stop using Aaron Jones. But as soon as he started to use Aaron Jones again, the game got out of control. And that's what's going to happen, because Aaron Jones is him. I told you, he can catch like a receiver and go out and play in your slot. He runs like a top tier running back. The dude is a generational type of talent, and he is one of the most underrated, underappreciated, under-talked about players in the NFL. But not on this channel. Not on this channel. Not on this channel. We love Aaron Jones, the man with the two-colored beard. We love Aaron Jones over here. Aaron Jones is an absolute stud. He should get, if he can stay healthy, he should get so many touches. And when I say he should get so many touches, I'm talking about through the passing game and through the running game. I don't want them to run him to the ground and he have no tread on his tires. Even though he haven't been run to the ground anyways because he played on a team with Aaron Rodgers, I still don't want to see them start doing that now. I would like to see them continue to keep the balance. And I got nothing but faith in Matt LaFleur. Even with his little weird not using Aaron earlier in the game, I still got nothing but faith in in Matt LaFleur. I thought what you saw from the Packers today, and to Jordan Love, my goodness, did I tell you? I'm not a big I told you so type of motherfucker, but listen, bruh, I told you so. I knew Jordan Love was going to be a good quarterback, bruh. If you just watch the things that he done put on tape to this point, if you understand what you are seeing, and if you understand the situation around him, you would have easily seen. Listen, I understand he don't got a number one receiver off of just the eye test. I get it. I understand everybody want to try to anoint Christian Watkins a number one receiver. I'm not too sure about that. But what I do know is he got a phenomenal head coach with a phenomenal offensive mind. He got a phenomenal defense. He got a phenomenal running back court. He got a phenomenal offensive line. And he got a lot of players that work hard and are a phenomenal organization behind him. That while, listen, I am not happy how they, with all the moves they made while Aaron Rodgers was there. This is a team that clearly know how to put together a good team. Now, they only got 2 Super Bowls to show for having multiple decades of Hall of Fame quarterback play. But I do think they're finna get ready for a whole nother decade of Hall of Fame quarterback play with a great Hall of Fame head coach. But I do think they'll end up getting a Super Bowl out of Jordan Love, because Jordan Love, I don't know why I kept seeing Pat Mahomes and this dude all day when I was watching him play. But his poise in the pocket, he can stand in there and deliver perfect passes to open receivers. He throw with anticipation. He was putting the throws where they were supposed to be. My problem was number 88, his tight end. This dude, for one, it was a touchdown that he should have probably had 2 touchdowns today. A lot of people will talk about the just absolute blunder of having a wide open touchdown and not scoring on it. But I'll talk about the pass where Jordan Love put it in the corner and he should have went and got it. But somehow he looked at the ball and stopped tracking it and started to backpedal and trip on his own feet. It made no sense. I have no faith in that tight end off of this first week, just to throw that out there. But I am hyper impressed with Jordan Love and with what I saw from the Packers. And this is the exact reason why I picked the Packers to win this division. Point blank period. Like, I understand a lot of people are going to want to pick the Lions. I understand people are going to want to pick, what's the other team? The Vikings, even though, tough L for them boys today. I'm sticking with my pick, and I was as confident in this pick as I was with most of the picks I made. I do not just say shit, bro. I watch these games. I know what I be watching. That's why I was so not necessarily offended, but I had to talk to a buddy who was the Falcon fan that tried to tell me I don't watch the games. Me watching the games is exactly why I told you exactly what to expect from the Packers and was right about it, because I watched the Packers. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm becoming a big-time Packer fan because I watch so much Packers, but I love this Jordan Love thing. You know Matt LaFleur, one of my favorite head coaches in the NFL. I just think this dude is a stud head coach. I told you Kevin Stefanski was a head coach, and y'all kept doubting me, but you saw what he did today. Listen, when organizations, teams, players, coaches all get put through crazy situations. They get no talent, some talent, this, that. But, bro, you have to understand how to look at film, how to look at players, how to look at coaches, how to look at the situation, how to look at you know what I'm saying? If you understand what's important in making a good head coach, a good player, a good this, a good that, then you'll understand how to look at it and know that when bad things happen, it's not always necessarily on that person. They might take the blame for it, but that's because they're being professional. That does not always necessarily mean that it was actually their fault, or that doesn't mean they're a bad player or a bad coach. They might just be in a bad situation. They might not have the talent around them. They might not have situational awareness or this or that. I knew what I was seeing from the Green Bay Packers, bro. And now y'all about to see what I was seeing from the Green Bay Packers. Am I telling you that am I telling you Jordan Love going to go out there and be this great every week? No. But what I am telling you is he will be out there and he will be competent every week because he has a great foundation under him. And that's all that really matters when it comes to helping. When you don't have a quarterback that's already hyper talented where he can just stand on his own, you need to have a great foundation in place to help nourish and nurture and develop that player. That's what's been happening with Jordan Love, which is why I wasn't mad when they finally decided to move on from Aaron Rodgers, because I had faith in the process of what they were doing. I don't have faith in this Bears process because I just think they keep making dumbass decisions. You don't go after Deshaun Watson. You don't go after Lamar Jackson. You make the decision to draft Justin Fields, and it's turning out that he was not a good pick, which I didn't think he was from the rip. But listen, and then you had a chance to correct that mistake, and you didn't. You doubled down on it. You draft DJ Moore. Y'all keep going out there and lying, saying DJ Moore number one receiver. I keep saying he not. I understand people don't like it when I say that, but I know what I'm watching. I know what I watched from him in Carolina. I saw DeAndre Hopkins be a number 1 receiver with bad quarterback play for multiple years. That is not what was happening with DJ Moore in Carolina. Am I telling you he is a bad receiver? No. He is clearly an above average receiver. He could be a great number 2. To say he is a number 1, in my opinion, is just absolutely ridiculous. However, you spent that draft pick to get him. What did he do for you today? With that being said, I cannot wait to break down Monday Night Football. And week 2 predictions, bro. We start Henry's corner, bro. Henry got his pick sent in to me. Now, he might revise them. He might end up revising them after week 1. And I'm not going to do the prediction show anyways till Thursday night. Thursday night is when I'll, not Thursday night, because Wednesday nights. Wednesday, some point in time on Wednesdays is when the video for my predictions will come out. So that's when you'll get Henry's predictions also. And we're going to have a little bit of competition. We're going to say between me and Henry who get it right. Now, obviously, my first week picks don't necessarily count because we didn't start the thing. I was stupid. I forgot to tell him that I was doing that. So week 1 is a wash. But we will start. I'm going to keep my entire, my record for week 1 all the way through the season I'm going to still keep that on the screen. You're still going to be able to see that and talk shit about my record or whatever. Even though my record was phenomenal last year. But you also going to see my record against Henry from week 2 to the end of the season. Or for however long we're able to do this. Hopefully to the end of the season. Playoffs and whatnot included. But with that being said, I appreciate y'all for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint. The first recap, the second recap, but the first Sunday football recap of the new season. It's going to be a good season, man. It's going to be a great season. I hope that you join me each and every single week for just the random videos that might come out through the week. But I do hope you join me for all the recaps that happen this season. I hope you like the videos, subscribe to the channel, and share the videos. But most importantly, I want you to go out there and love the fuck out of somebody, man. Love those who love you. Make somebody's day to day. Remind those who you love that you love them. Appreciate those who appreciate you. Because life is too short not to love those who love you. And love unconditionally. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. I love you. Like, subscribe, share. Saint out.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, you know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy. Scoop her up like I'm raking her something. You would think shawty red track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber. You out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home. Tight.